Hi everyone, it's Krista and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new, hello again. So this is my channel. I love to do DIYs on a budget, Dollar Tree DIYs, thrift, farmhouse, rustic decor, wreaths, and seasonal decor. So if you like what you see here, you know what to do. Hit that red subscribe button. I would love to have you. Also leave me a comment. I love to hear what you guys think. And also give me a thumbs up. That helps my channel. You can also follow me over on Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, and Facebook, and I will have all those links down below my description. Today's all about patriotic DIYs, and our host is Crafty Hints, and our co-host is Rustic and Lace, and 6 kids and a glue gun. So more about that in a minute, but first, DIY number 1. So the first DIY, I'm going to use these 2 paints from Waverly and also those, and then I'm going to use this from the Dollar Tree. I got this last year, but I think they have them this year as well. I'm also going to use just one of these wooden planks from the Dollar Tree and also this Freedom stencil and some chalk paste. So first I'm going to put my tape down where I know my star is going to be, so I wanted to make sure that my star was going to be on there. Now first I went in with this chalk paint by Waverly. It's Ocean, but it wasn't as dark as I thought it was going to be, so I went in with navy blue, and it's a folk art paint. It's just acrylic paint, and I went over it with that. Now I did do the back as well because I like to have my stuff finished, so that's just me, but you don't have to do that. And then I took the tape off, and then I'm going to put the tape right where the line ends with the blue, and I'm going to come in with the white chalk paint by Waverly, and I'm just going to paint the whole bottom part with that color. Then once that's dry, I'm going to stick down my tape again, and we're going to make stripes for like the flag with the red stripes. So what I did is I put one down in the middle, then put another piece of tape down next to that, and then another one next to that, and then I just take off the center one. And I did that on both sides. So I did it again, and this is just going to make it so that my lines are even and evened out, you know, the way that they should be. Then what I did is I went in with Crimson by Waverly. This is the red color, and I just colored in all of those white areas that are open where my tape isn't. And then I just went in and took all the tape off after it was completely dry. And then you have those crisp, beautiful lines. So next, what I did is I came in with my Antique Wax by Waverly, and I am doing a very dry brush on the whole thing because I want this to look old, rustic, farmhouse. I do not want it to be like brand new. So that is the look I'm going for here. Now you could skip this part completely if you like to have your stuff not rustic. You can totally skip this, but I do. And then I come in with my sander, and I'm just going to sand the whole piece. And I'm going to make it look old. I'm making it look very worn on the edges of the wood, and also on the lines that are the red lines. I just went in a little bit heavier with my sander to make it look nice and worn. There you go. And then next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and I didn't really have to do this, but I sanded the glitter part off because I don't like glitter. But what I did is I just turned it over, and I just painted the other side white because I'm just going to be gluing this down. So you're not going to see it anyway. So I don't know why I did that step. But anyways, and then I went in again and I sanded the star with my sandpaper to make it look old. And then I'm going to glue it on the top. So now next, I put a piece of tape down because I wanted to make sure that the Freedom was going to be on the bottom. My Freedom stencil was going to be just perfect on the bottom. I wanted it like that, and it came out just right. And that stencil is from Chalk Couture. But if you do not have Chalk Couture, you're not interested in Chalk Couture, you can always put, you know, your letters down that spell Freedom from the Dollar Tree, or even use a Cricut. So there it is, you guys. I really love the way this one turned out. Let me know what you guys think. So today is all about patriotic DIYs. And like I said, these are our hosts and our co-hosts. There's also a playlist. I'm going to have all those links down below. Make sure you go check everyone out. These ladies are so talented. So now DIY number 2. This one I'm going to take this round from, I believe I got it from Michael's last year on clearance. And they do have them out this year because I did see them. And I'm also going to be using paints again the crimson and the red paint, the white paint, and the navy blue. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to tape off a section of this. And what I did is I went in with the navy blue acrylic paint on the bottom. Now, it doesn't matter about the letters because I'm going to paint those white. So it didn't matter if I got a little on there. And then the top portion, I'm doing white again because I'm going to be doing these stripes on the top, the red and white stripes. So now I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other piece. I'm going to stick a piece of tape in the center, and then I'm going to put another piece down next to it, and then another piece down next to that, and then I'm going to lift the middle one up. And what this is doing is it's just making my everything nice and proportioned the way it should be. Now the bottom part you can see is going to be a little bit skinnier, but that's okay because I'm going to be covering that part. So it doesn't matter about that. So don't even pay attention to that part. And the top part is going to be a little bit, but it's going to be okay because it all looks pretty good when it's all finished and done. So then like I did with the other one, I'm going to go in and paint the red stripes in. And I do that all the way down. And then once it's all nice and dry, I'm going to lift up all the tape. And I did tape around the edges so that, you know, it doesn't go over on the other section. I just do that for me. You don't have to, but I do that because I just want to make sure it's all nice and the same. And on the back, I did the same thing. I did the white on the back so that it looks like it's all done. And then like I did, I went in with the white paint and I just used a little paintbrush and I painted the America. And then I'm going to do the same thing as I did in my other DIY. I am going to make this look old and rustic. So I'm going to use my sander and I'm just going to sand those sections, the white and the red. And I'm just going to make it look worn. And then I do the same thing with the blue section as well. Then I'm going to come in with that antique wax again by Waverly. And I'm going to do a dry brush over the whole thing again to make it look rustic. Because I love that look, if you can't tell. And once I get all that done, and I made sure I sanded the edges really good too. So make sure you do that if you want to go for this type of look. And then once that was done, I'm going to take this ribbon that I got. I've had this from last year. I believe I got it at either Hobby Lobby or Michael's. And I'm just going to glue that down to that part. So see, that's why that little red doesn't matter because I'm putting this ribbon over it anyways. So everything looks nice and even, and that's what I like because I'm a little OCD about that stuff. And then I just glued it to the back just to secure it and make it look nice. And I thought I did paint the back of this, and I didn't. So, that one's on me. But this one I'm keeping for myself, so it's okay. So then what I did is I took some fabric from the Dollar Tree. I have lots of fabric from the Dollar Tree that I always pick up. And I'm just cutting a little strip, and then what I'm doing is ripping it. And I'm going to use this to make what I call a rag bow. These are the kind of bows I like to make because they're rustic looking, and I think that they look so pretty, and I just love making them. They're easy bows to make. So what I do is I take my Bodabra, and I use regular ribbons that I have in my stash, and I just use Dollar Tree ribbons from Hobby Lobby, ribbons from Michael's, whatever I have that's American, and then I just stick them inside. Now these I made a little bit too long. I could have went shorter, but I didn't, but it's okay. It's all good. So then what I realized was the smaller ones I shouldn't have put down, so I end up taking those off, the smaller ribbons, because then I go in with the fabric that I ripped in strips, and I just end up keep folding them over on top of each other. That's all I do. And all my Bodabra is doing is just holding it in place for me so it doesn't go all over the place. So that's basically what I'm doing. And I'm just using different fabrics. And I put the big ribbon down in the bottom first, of course, and then I do my small ribbon and my fabric that I ripped on top. And then I just keep going. And I use any colors, that you see fit for whatever project you are doing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull that bunch out that the Bodabra is holding for me. And I'm going to use a zip tie And if you don't have zip ties, you could use string, whatever you want, to tie it together and make it stay together. I use zip ties because it ties it nice and tight, and it's just easier for me to use with my hands. So that's what I do. Then, see, I made them a little too long. So now I'm cutting and wasting a lot of ribbon. So that's on me, but I usually don't do that. I don't know what was going on that day. But then what I did is I took some beads and I beaded my wooden beads. I, used different colors, the red, white, and blue. And then I beaded it, and then I stapled it to the back of my circle so that of my sign, and I just stapled it down, and then I just took my bow and I glued that to the center. And isn't that bow cool? I love the way these bows look. And then I took one of these laser cut stars, wooden stars that you get at the Dollar Tree, and I stuck that in the center of my bow. And that's it for this DIY, you guys. Really, really simple, not hard at all. And you can actually find the wooden circles at the Dollar Tree and do your own. And you can use stickers if you wanted to put the America or whatever saying you want. So that's another idea. So now DIY number 3. You guys got to let me know what you think of that one. I'm going to use Dollar Tree products again. I'm using ribbon, fabric. I'm going to use these small, they're called biscuits, and I get them on Amazon. This shiplap piece of wood from the Dollar Tree. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint. I believe I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of each, and I painted 7 blue, 7 red, and 7 white. And I did that for all of these. Now these are in my Amazon shop that is in my description box. So if you would like to purchase these biscuits, you can get them on there. That's what they're called. Not that they look like biscuits, but that's what they're called. So then I did the red, and now I'm doing the white. And I'm using a piece of tape to hold my pieces down. It just makes it much easier so they don't move around while I am painting them. And then next, I'm going to use my sander, and I'm going to do the same thing that I've been doing in the other projects. I'm going to make these look rustic, so I'm going to sand them a little bit and make the edges a little worn, and I do that for each one of the colors. Then I'm going to take my white chalk paint, and I am going to do a dry brush on the red and the blue to make it even look more rustic, and just give it a little bit more interest, because these biscuits have like little lines in them, and I wanted those lines to show because I think it looks really, really cute, really pretty, I mean. So that's what I did with the blue and the red. I used the white, and then I came in with the antique wax, and I did a dry brush on the white just to make those look more rustic and a little worn. And then what I did is I took that round piece of wood. I got these in a little bag at Hobby Lobby. They're just a round piece of wood. And I took that paper that I also got from Hobby Lobby, and I just glued a piece to the top. I traced it, cut it out, and glued it. And that's going to be at the center. Can you guess what we're making, guys? Then I took a piece of cardboard, and I also cut another circle because I needed it to be a little bit thicker. You'll see in a minute, I needed it to be up a little bit higher on the board because I'm going to make a patriotic flower, you guys. That's what we're using these for. And I just did red, white, and blue, and I kept going around. And right now I'm just placing them. I don't glue them down until I get them exactly how I want them. And then once I get them all the way around the way I want them, then I come back in and I'm going to glue everything down. So like you see there, I'm going to glue down my center first, and then I'm going to start gluing down my little petals to my flower. And I do that all the way around. And then you could stop right here. You don't have to do another layer, but I do. I did it, I wanted it to be a little bit thicker and more, I don't know, I wanted the flower to look a little bit more 3D, I guess. So not that this isn't already 3D, but I just wanted it to pop a little bit more. So what I did is I took each one again, and I went in between each one of those little gaps, and I made it even more pretty by doing that. And I really liked doing that. So I went around it again. And then once I got them where I wanted them, once again, I just put a little glue down on each one of the bottom petals there where I know the glue is going to go, and the little petal is going to sit on top. And that was it. And then I went around and did that all the way around. until all of them were glued down. Now there it is looking like that. Now you could stop there, but then I took some Scrabble tiles that I got from the Dollar Tree and I glued USA down on the bottom. And then I also am going to come in and do a little bit more, because you could stop right there too if you want to. But you know me, I got to make the bows. I love making these bows. So I came in with some strips of ribbon and I put those on the bottom, patriotic ribbon that I had in my stash. And there's tons of ribbon out there right now, so you could get them anywhere. And I took some more ripped fabric that I tore, and I'm going to make a rag bow again. And I'm just going to keep overlapping it. And I just use the Bodabra just to hold it for me. And then once I get as much or as thick as I want to have my bow, I take it out, and then I'm going to zip tie it once again to keep all those pieces together. So yeah, you guys, I love making these bows. You should really try it. And it's really cheap too, because you're tearing like Dollar Tree fabric, so it's not that expensive. Or fabric that, you know, that you could get in the clearance section at a lot of the hobby stores too. I always pick that up as well. And anytime I get ribbon on clearance, I grab it. And then I just rough it up a little bit, and now I'm just going to trim off the edges, because I always make my ribbon too long. And then once I get that all trimmed up, then you know what we're going to do. We're going to stick that down on our project. So I did decide to put it in the corner like so, and then I took another one of those laser cut wooden stars, and I stuck that down in the center of my rag bow. And that's it, you guys. I think this turned out super cute. I love it. I love the rustic of it, the simplicity. You guys let me know which one you like the best in the comments. Don't forget to go check everyone out, you guys. And as always, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, remember, stay crafty. Bye.